My name is Richard Ellis, and one of the topics that people ask me about frequently is what is a bankruptcy trustee? Well, we actually have some different types of bankruptcy trustees in the process. There is an appointed panel Chapter 7 trustee who is the official that handles the Chapter 7 cases. When a case is initiated in Chapter 7, the panel trustee's job is to represent the creditors, the unsecured creditors in your case, to make sure that you've accurately and fairly disclosed all of your assets and your liabilities. The trustee's job is really, in Florida, there are certain exemptions, there are certain things that you can protect. To give you a kind of a generalized idea of what you can protect in Florida, you can protect your homestead, annuities, pensions, IRAs, 401ks, cash surrender value of life insurance. If you're claiming a homestead, your personal property protection is $1,000. You have $1,000 for an individual, $2,000 for a couple. You're able to protect $1,000 on an automobile and $1,000 on a piece for a couple. What the trustee's job is to see whether you're within the Florida exemptions, and if you're over, the trustee's job is to marshal that overage or those assets for the creditors. And so the trustee's trying to ensure that that all of the assets that you've claimed as exempt are exempt. The trustees basically what they do, their means of doing this is when you file, they review your schedules. They try to look for the items that you've claimed as exempt to try to see whether or not they feel like you're within those exemptions. But what happens, the one and only time you'll ever see that Chapter 7 trustee typically occurs approximately 30 days after you file your bankruptcy schedules. There's something called a first meeting of creditors that gets scheduled. It typically is about a 5-minute hearing. You appear in front of the Chapter 7 trustee. He asks you a series of questions. The main questions he'll ask you is whether or not you've listed all of your assets and all of your liabilities. He's going to ask you whether or not you've transferred or given anything away in the last several years. He's looking for the guy that gives his car to his brother shortly before he files to get it out of his estate. The trustee is really the referee. He's the fellow that's ensuring that you've filed accurate and schedules and is trying to make sure that if there is something that is not within your Florida exemptions, he can marshal those assets on behalf of the creditors. Again, most of the trustees are good people. They're fair and they don't harass you, and so you should not be too nervous about the Chapter 7 trustee.